Have you ever wondered how to move beyond just asking an AI simple questions? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into my personal toolkit and see how I've transformed AI from just a tool into a true creative partner. We'll see how it can be used for pretty much everything, from academic research to creative projects. For me, these AI tools aren't just assistants. They're my creative team. Seriously, each one has its own specialty, ready to jump in and help with anything from organizing my thoughts to sparking totally new ideas. They're genuine collaborators in my work. So, the big question is, what does this partnership really look like in practice? Well, I'm going to walk you through my personal workflow, starting with those initial, kind of fuzzy ideas, then turning them into multimedia projects, and finally bringing it all right into the classroom. Okay, so first things first, every creative project starts with thinking, right? This is the first and honestly probably the most important part of my process, using AI as a thought partner to really wrestle with those messy, early stage ideas and forge them into clear, structured text. This right here, this slide perfectly captures the two key phases of my process. On one side, you have the creative chaos, that messy, collaborative brainstorming. It's a real sparring session with my AI partner. And on the other side, you see the result, all those scattered ideas getting organized into a clear, coherent structure. It's a powerful 1-2 punch that gets me to clarity and fast. So this sparring partner helps me in three main ways. First up, language and clarity. I use tools like Grammarly and ChatGPT to refine my writing and tone. Then there's structure and organization. This is huge for summarizing long articles and arranging my own thoughts into logical frameworks. And finally, ideation. It's my go-to for brainstorming research concepts and creating first drafts that just get the ball rolling. All right, so once the ideas are clear and the text is solid, we can move into the next stage, what I like to call my AI production studio. This is where I get to transform those concepts into engaging multimedia content for my work and for my students. And you know what? This multimedia process is surprisingly simple, but it's super effective. It's really just two steps. First, I use InVideo.io, where I can feed it a single text prompt and boom, it generates a complete video with a script and a voiceover. Then, for the finishing touch, I use Suno AI to compose a totally original piece of music that perfectly matches the video's mood. But look, this isn't just for my own personal projects. The real value, the real magic, happens when I bring these tools and the content they help me create into my professional life as an educator. That's where I can find new ways to really enhance student learning. And here's a perfect practical example. I take the videos and other materials I've created and integrate them directly into my courses on sustainable tourism business. This gives my students dynamic, custom-made content that really brings complex topics to life. And now for something a bit more experimental, something I'm really excited about. I'm developing a project that uses AI to gamify the learning experience itself, moving beyond just delivering content into truly interactive education. Check this out. This is concept art for a project I call Escape from Legacy Corp. It's a digital leadership game that challenges students to think critically about those old-school corporate structures and find more sustainable paths forward. So the goal isn't just to win the game, it's to escape an entire way of thinking. So how does an AI-powered game like this actually work? Well, it's an interactive simulation. Students have to navigate complex business challenges, but instead of static rules, the AI acts as a dynamic game master. It reacts to their decisions in real time, creating a unique learning experience that forces every single player to think on their feet. So when you bring all these examples together, from structuring a simple thought to building an interactive game, it really paints a clear picture of what our creative future can look like with AI as a genuine partner. And this is the core message of this entire explainer. The goal isn't automation, it's collaboration. The true potential of these tools isn't replacing human creativity, but augmenting it, allowing us to think more clearly, create more efficiently, and explore ideas that were once maybe just out of reach. So as we wrap up, the real question isn't just about the tools I use, but about the possibilities they open up for you. What comes next is up to all of us. So I'll just leave you with one final thought. What will you create with your new partner?